Hi everybody! I've been super busy this last month, so I haven't had a chance to make a video for a while. I had my parents in town visiting for a couple weeks, and I went on a trip to LA, and I also went to a music festival for a weekend, so that was all really fun and really good, but it was kind of a little bit too much, and I was constantly doing stuff, and then when I was back in town I was trying to see all my friends and everything, and it just became too much. These videos actually take a bit of time to film too. I don't think people really realize that I spend so much time on these videos because I constantly screw up what I'm saying when I'm recording the video, and I'll do multiple takes and stuff, and then I have to edit it all together, and the whole process ends up being about 3 hours per vlog because I need to get ready and prepare what I'm going to say. So it ends up taking quite a while, and I actually filmed this vlog a week ago, but I wasn't really happy with the results, so I'm filming it again right now. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, my parents were in town for a couple weeks, and it was really nice to get to spend some time with them because since we live in different cities, we don't get that much of a chance to see each other, and we end up only really seeing each other at the holidays or just randomly throughout the year maybe, but we don't really get that much time to spend with each other. And this was the first time that they saw me in person since I started living full-time as a girl. They've seen me dressed before, and I've gone out dressed with them to like the mall or whatever before, but they've never spent an extended period of time with me when I've constantly been a girl. And they said they felt very relieved when they saw how I was treated and that I wasn't having any problems and that I was really happy. So, because they were kind of worried, thinking that things would be harder for me or that I'd be discriminated against or anything like that, and I haven't had any of those problems, so just like seeing me in person has like really made them feel a lot better. And while they were visiting, we went on a trip to LA for a family friend's wedding. So this was the first time that I've gone through airport security and customs and all that kind of stuff dressed as a girl. And I was pretty nervous about how it was going to go. I figured that I'd get through, but I thought that I'd be hassled more and maybe like asked a lot of questions. So when I went, I figured I probably shouldn't wear makeup or anything because I kind of want to, I don't want to like push it too much. I was wearing basically like a t-shirt, but I was wearing a bra, so you could definitely see that I had boobs, so I wasn't wearing any makeup, and I was waiting in line, and I was pretty nervous about what it was going to be like when we got to the desk, and like the customs desk, and we got to the front, and the passport guy looked at my parents' passports, and he was just like, okay. And then he looked at my passport, and he looked at it, and then looks up, and then he's like, where's this person? And I'm like, that's me. And he looks at it again, and then looks at me, and then asks me to show him my forehead. So I'm like, okay. And like, show him my forehead. And on this day, my hair was coming down below my ears. I didn't have this headband on. So my hair's down, and he asked me to show him my left ear, and I did. And then he looked at my left ear for a bit, and just after looking at that, he could figure out that it was me, because I guess the ear doesn't change position on your head, so you can use that to identify people, I guess. So that was kind of cool, and then like after he saw my forehead and my ear, he said like, oh yeah, that's you, and then he let me through. But then on the way back, I was going through the TSA in America, and no problems there either. I was waiting in line for the metal detector thing, and I had to show my passport before that, and when I showed it to the woman, first she looked at it and she was so kind of confused, and I was just like, oh, I'm transgender. And she's like, oh, sorry, and then just let me go through. So that was fine. And then when we were coming back into Canada, it was basically the same thing. I showed the guy my passport, and he looked at it, and then he looked a little bit confused. I said, I'm transgender, and then he just said, okay, and then I walked right through. I was expecting to be sort of asked a lot of questions about it to kind of like prove that I'm me, because I look quite a lot different than my passport, mostly because my hair is different, but my face has definitely changed, and I have boobs. So that's always a little bit confusing. So yeah, I had a great time in LA. The wedding was beautiful. It was up in the mountains in a winery, and it was really nice to see everybody because I grew up with a lot of these people, and this was the first time that a lot of them had seen me as a girl, and everyone was awesome. It didn't really make a difference to most people. Most people were treating me just the same. Of course, people had some questions, but mostly people just wanted to know that I was happy and that things were going well for me. which was really, really nice. And some people said that they always kind of thought that something was missing from me, that like it wasn't like super obvious, but they always kind of felt like something was wrong or something, but they didn't know. And then they said, I just seem so happy now, and they can tell that this is right for me. And it was just really, really good. I ended up drinking way too much wine that night though, because it was an open bar, and I was definitely paying for that the next morning. I think I had like 8 to 10 glasses of wine. At the end, when you'd order a glass of wine, they'd just fill it right to the top of the glass, and I was like, oh no, they're gonna cut off the wine soon. So I decided, I'm like, oh, I better drink like 2 glasses of wine really quick. And the next morning, oh my god, that was not fun. Lying in bed, head spinning. Yeah, don't need to go into the details, but you guys have had hangovers before, they're not great. Also, while I was there, I met up with a couple of T-girl friends that I have, and we just went out clubbing and stuff, and it was fun. It was really nice to talk to one of them about trans sort of issues, because she's been living full-time for a while, and we just have like so much in common about things. And I find like a lot of trans people do. In their youth, a lot of trans people go through the same sort of things in their youth, and then you don't really talk about it with anyone, and then you realize when you start talking to more trans people that it's not really that uncommon. Which is one reason why I make these videos, is because I just want people to know that other people feel the same things that they feel. I think the internet has helped trans people so much because we can connect with each other so much easier. Before, it would have been so much harder not knowing that there's other people like you out there. After my parents left, I was in Vancouver for a few more days, and then I went up to a trans music festival in the mountains and had a great time. I met some really, really cool people, and I got to dance to lots of music and just hang out in the sun and go camping, and everything was awesome. The scenery was amazing there. We are right in between a bunch of mountains, and there was this train track that ran through the festival, so every once in a while a train would go driving through, and it was really, really cool. I heard this awesome band called Shamanoid, which is like electronic music with a sitar, and it was just really fun. I danced a lot, and the music went from 4 p.m. to 11 a.m. every day, which was pretty crazy because you can't sleep. I was up for basically the whole weekend and was completely wiped out all week after that. It's pretty exhausting staying up for like 72 hours straight. But yeah, we had a really good time, and I forgot how much fun music festivals are, so I'm going to start going to more next year. So I've been living full-time as a girl for 3.5 months now, and I love it. I really like the way people treat me. I find that people treat me really nice, and people on the street just smile at me, and it just seems like the world is a friendlier place. And I just feel so much more comfortable in myself too. I just feel like I can just be myself. Because before, I always felt like I had to live up to this image of what a man was supposed to be, or just what I was supposed to be in general, and I felt like I couldn't fit this. And now I just feel like I can be me, and I'm so happy. Oh yeah, and whenever I tell people that I'm an engineer, they seem like really impressed. Way more impressed than they used to. Some people are like, wow, not many women can say that. And I'm just like, yeah, I know, I'm pretty awesome, aren't I? But I do, I feel really, really good. And I'm so happy to be myself. Anyway, that's all my stuff for now. I'm gonna make another video really soon. I've almost been on hormones for a year, which is pretty cool. That's gonna be kind of what my next video is gonna be about. I'm going to make a video soon about vaginas, because I really like vaginas and I really want one. And yeah, so anyway, I also wanted to thank you guys for writing in and sending me emails and everything. It's really nice, and I like responding to you. Sometimes it takes me a while to respond, and sometimes I just outright forget to respond to people, and I'm sorry. I try to respond to most people if they ask a question. So if you have any questions for me, just write them in and I'll try and get back to you. But it might take a little bit of time because I get quite a few messages. So anyway, hope everyone's had an awesome weekend, and I'll talk to you guys later. Okay, bye.